When I first heard about Ronald Greene, it was watching a news story with his mother, and this is his mother. Her name is Mona Hardin. And she was coming to the realization that the police lied to her about how Ronald Greene, her son, died. They tried to hype it all up as a car crash, but video footage was released and it was clear he was beaten to death by these cops in Louisiana. And she's been fighting to get justice ever since. I mean, that's a terrible thing for anybody. It's bad enough you lost your son and then it was a big cover up and lie, and she never got to the truth for quite some time. So, five Louisiana officers charged after the deadly arrest of unarmed black man in 2019. And they should have just left Ronald Greene alone. It's just one more case where they stopped a black man and then went overboard. So, his case is before the grand jury. So this happened to Ronald Greene more than 3 years ago. By the time I heard about Ronald Greene, I think 2 years had already passed. So you can always tell when they know they're wrong, it takes a while for the story to even make the news. If they feel like they're justified, oh, it'll come out right away. So, more than 3 years after her son Ronald Greene, unarmed black man died in police custody, Mona Hardin said she still struggles to talk about him in the past tense. But now her family is one step closer to getting justice after a grand jury charged five law enforcement officers Thursday for the death of Ronald Greene. Now, really, it was six. One of them, they said, committed suicide. So she said, Ronnie has been with us. I felt my son. I felt his presence. I felt him today, Hardin said in an interview with ABC affiliate WBRZ TV after the indictments were announced. Those implicated in the grand jury's decision are, remember, these were state troopers. So, Trooper John Clary, Dakota DeMoss, and Corey York, Union Parish Deputy, Chris Harpin, and former trooper Commander John Peters. So, those are the five that were indicted. Wow. So York faces one charge of negligent homicide and 10 counts of malfeasance. Harpin faces 3 counts of malfeasance, while Clary faces 1 count of malfeasance and 1 count of obstruction of justice. Both DeMoss and Peters face 1 count of obstruction of justice. All of them cops on one black man. That looks very cowardly. Very cowardly. So, York's attorney declined ABC News' request for comment. Attorneys representing the other officers did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So, Greene died in May of 2019. I don't think I heard about Ronald Greene until 2021. You know, over 2 years had passed before it even made it real big nationwide in the media. So, after a struggle with Louisiana State Police officers following a high speed chase near Monroe, where Green failed to stop for a traffic violation, the initial police report said Green died due to a car crash. Yes, they tried to pull that for quite some time until the body cam footage was released. But in May 2021, 2 years after Green's death, Louisiana State Police released hours of body camera video, and it was violent. I remember watching it. I could hardly watch it. So, Green and police, so it showed them in the video. They were punching him, they were using a stun gun on him after he crashed his car following a pursuit in northern Louisiana on May 10th, 2019. So, an autopsy report by the Union Parish Coroner Office followed. So, what they said, his injury was caused by, yeah, he crashed, but it was a lot of blunt force that he endured to his head, neck, and torso following his crash. So the cause of death was listed as cocaine induced agitated delirium. That's what they put on his death certificate. So complicated by a motor vehicle collision, physical struggle, inflicted head injury, and restraint. So Green's family, especially his mother, was not buying it. She was not buying that was the cause of his death. So she kept right on pursuing it, just like a parent should. So Green's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the troopers involved in the incident, as well as their supervisors. And I don't blame them because they were all in on the lie, all of them. So the Louisiana State Police launched an investigation into the case in August of 2020, resulting in the firing of one officer and the suspension of another. A third was reprimanded for his involvement in the incident. And then the FBI and Justice Department, Civil Rights Division, they got involved in the investigation. So, after the indictments this past Thursday, Louisiana State Police said troopers York and Clary, the only officers still working, wow, they are responsible for killing Ronald Greene and they are still working. Wow, were placed on administrative leave. So, we know that's vacation. In other words, they were placed on vacation pending the outcome of a criminal investigation. Today's indictment followed a thorough and extensive investigation by the state and federal agencies. Colonel Lamar Davis said in a statement, any instance of excessive force jeopardizes public safety and is a danger to our community. These actions are inexcusable and have no place in professional public safety services. Well, it has a place in policing all across America. The problem is, y'all are fully aware that your police departments have been infiltrated, and you will occasionally talk about it, but you have never, ever done anything about it. So when you make these kind of statements about there's no place for this and no place for that, well, apparently there's been a place for it for centuries. And nobody have lifted a finger to do anything about it. And unfortunately, there'll be more Ronald Greenes that are out here being killed And then the whole thing is covered up. Now, y'all, can you imagine how many of these cases where a black man was killed by police, they made up some lie and they bought it, and the families never got down to the real truth about what happened? I bet you there are many, many cases like that. But in the case of Ronald Greene, they were fortunate enough to be able to get a body cam footage of the incident to rule out that it was just simply a car crash that did all of this to him. But they had a good time beating on this man. They really did. They act like they were having fun. They were dragging him and everything. I remember watching it. Like I said, I could hardly watch it when I saw it last year in 2021 for the first time, and it was hard to watch. It was really hard. It was right up there with George Floyd. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.